Imagine waking up to the world watching your every breath, not because you asked for the spotlight, but because history, duty, and a royal title have made your private struggle public. That's where Catherine, the Princess of Wales, finds herself right now. Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here. If you enjoy calm, thoughtful coverage of the royals and want updates delivered with care, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. Now let's dive in. This week, Catherine turns 44, under different circumstances. It would be a simple family birthday, balloons, cake, a few official photos. But the last 2 years have changed everything. Public cancer diagnosis, months of treatment, and the quiet, exhausting work of recovery have made this birthday more than a personal milestone. For Catherine, it's a marker of resilience, and for the monarchy, it's a moment that could help define the new institution's future. We've heard from royal experts and insiders who paint a picture of a woman who has handled everything with privacy, dignity, and surprising vulnerability. Those qualities have only deepened public admiration, yet admiration doesn't erase reality. The royal family is operating with a dramatically smaller pool of active headline-making members, with Prince Harry and Meghan living their lives in California and Prince Andrew largely out of the public rotation. Spotlight lands more heavily than ever on William and Catherine. Think about what that means in practical terms. It's a monarchy, used to spread the load among many working royals, public engagements, patronages, charity events, and diplomatic trips. Today, the roster is lean. Princess Anne works tirelessly and other senior royals do their part, but none bring quite the global attention Catherine attracts. That Kate affects the instantaneous spike in interest for causes, fashion, and charities she touches is real. It's soft power for the UK, and it matters in a world still figuring out its post-Brexit identity. But here's the tension. The institution needs Catherine visible and active, yet she is recovering from a serious illness. Long-haul flights, back-to-back engagements, and non-stop media scrutiny are exactly the things a recovering patient should avoid. So the palace faces a delicate balancing act. How to preserve her health, while also capitalizing on the huge diplomatic and cultural influence she brings. Experts suggest 2026 is likely to be a year of measured returns.
Expect fewer impact.
Appearances, the smaller. Routine engagements that used to fill her calendar and more carefully chosen, high-impact events. Trooping the Color, Wimbledon, the Christmas Carol service, and other marquee moments will probably remain priorities, because they maximize visibility while minimizing constant travel and exhaustion. Meanwhile, Catherine's long-standing passion project, her work on early childhood development, famously focused on those crucial first 5 years, will likely be ramped up in a strategic way that fits her energy levels. This early years, work is not fluff. It's serious, data-driven, and backed by neuroscientists and policy experts. Turning Shaping Us or similar initiatives into a lasting legacy allows Catherine to be influential without being worn out. Imagine her addressing international forums, partnering with global organizations, and using virtual platforms where possible. It's influence without the physical toll. It's smart, and it's the kind of legacy-building work that can matter for decades. There's also the emotional side. Recovering from chemotherapy isn't just physical, it carries psychological fallout. Survivors' guilt, anxiety about relapse, and the strange limbo between patient identity and public figure create pressure most of us can't imagine. Every public appearance becomes a kind of test. Are you well? You strong? Are you hiding something? That scrutiny is exhausting. Yet those who know Catherine describe her as optimistic and composed, someone who has built resilience that doubles as armor at home. Family anchors her. William, described by insiders as her rock, has become even more protective and intentional about privacy since the diagnosis. Their partnership appears to have been strengthened by this shared ordeal. For Catherine, being a hands-on mother matters deeply. With Prince George approaching his teenage years in 2026, and Charlotte and Louis growing fast, those normal family moments, school runs, bedtime stories, the mundane small things are not negotiable. They are the source of stability that will shape the future king's character and the family's public image. We also need to consider the hard structural facts. The monarchy is older and smaller at the top. King Charles and Queen Camilla are no longer spring chickens. Princess Anne is 74 and indefatigable, but not a panacea. The younger generation has fewer working members available. When one key person is sidelined, it reverberates through the whole institution. That's why some commentators sound the alarm. The palace can't put all its eggs in one basket. But what choice do they have? The public loves Catherine. She connects with younger parents, with fashion-conscious audiences, and with people who want a modern face on an ancient institution. So what will 2026 look like for Catherine? Expect a carefully curated public life. Expect fewer small visits and more strategic appearances that spotlight her causes and protect her health. Expect a focus on family and recovery, balanced with targeted public engagement. And expect the palace to look for ways to broaden the team, quietly building other visible figures who can shoulder duties without trying to replicate. Catherine's unique blend of gravitas and modern appeal. There's also an important cultural shift happening. Quietly in all this, Catherine's approach is teaching a modern lesson about boundaries. It's a message that even the most powerful people must listen to their bodies and choose family and health when the stakes are high. If Catherine models that, it could have ripple effects, changing the pace of royal life in subtle, lasting ways. Let's be realistic about the challenges. The absence of Harry and the sidelining of Andrew create gaps in patronages and public-facing energy. That puts more pressure on William and Catherine and on a palace staff trying to balance optics with real human needs, but it also gives them an opportunity to reshape the monarchy's public calendar, to ask what truly matters and to concentrate the family's influence where it will have the most impact. On a personal level, Catherine's 44th birthday is a moment of collective relief for many who have watched her struggle. It's a reminder that she's more than a role or a headline. She's a mother, a partner, and a human being who has weathered something profound. The optimism experts talk about isn't naive. It's a pragmatic outlook that prioritizes recovery, family, and a sustainable public role. That mix of realism and hope is likely to define how she steps back into public life. So what do you think? Is the monarchy leaning too heavily on Catherine? Or is her staged return precisely what the institution needs right now? Should the palace work faster to develop other stars? Or is focusing on Catherine's strengths the wisest course? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read them. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like and subscribe for more thoughtful royal coverage. From all of us here, happy birthday to Catherine. Wishing her and her family health, privacy when they need it, and the space to define their future on their own terms. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.